Why is this Iran deal considered such a threat?
Well, because you have the chief state sponsor of terror in the world being empowered and enriched with it becoming $1 trillion terror state. They'll have nuclear weapons. They'll have $1 trillion by the time a decade is over. And today the Ayatollah tweeted his aims, which is saying Israel will be annihilated in the next 25 years. I think we have a clue about where this is going. President Obama is putting the means of war and the money behind the ability to practice war so that Iran can enrich all of their fellow terrorist friends that they support. I think that what President Obama is doing, whether he realizes it or not, is completing the goals of Islamic Jihad. That's what he's doing. What else could you say? When you have the Ayatollah tweeting today, his goal is the annihilation of Israel in the next 25 years, and the president wants to give this guy a nuclear weapon. The president even admitted a couple of months ago that this deal will in fact allow Iran to have a nuclear bomb. So a nuclear bomb with money, with ideas, and the means of delivery means that the Jewish state has nothing at all similar to be able to protect itself. And so the president himself is setting up World War III faster than anyone can imagine. I just recently retired from the United States Congress. I sat on the Intelligence Committee, which dealt with the classified secrets of our nation. I've made multiple trips to the Middle East to meet with our Middle East allies, including the wonderful president of Egypt, El-Sisi, and also the Gulf state leaders. And I had them say to me personally, Michelle, we don't think the United States anymore knows who their friends are. We don't think the United States knows who their enemies are. We don't even know if we're going to be your friend in 5 years. We don't think you even understand who the Muslim Brotherhood is. That's what they said to me face to face. 8 years ago when I made those trips, it was a very different dynamic. And these leaders were, of course, respectful and humble, but I think in no way did they ever think they would be in the situation that they're in today. And so what they recognize is that the United States no longer has its back. That's what's changed. Every president has had Israel's back and the back of our allies under Barack Obama, and I'm not being partisan when I say this. That has all changed. The most important date in American national foreign policy was July 20th on 2015, because on that date, the UN Security Council, as the world, the entire nations of the world, turned their back on the survival of the Jewish state. That never happened before, because that's what this agreement ensures, that the Jewish state will be annihilated by the chief state sponsor of terror. And I think we need to state it as bluntly as that. I don't agree with that. I stand for the Jewish state, and I believe that the United States is going to suffer very negative consequences for making this tragic decision.
If you were still in Congress, what would you do to prevent this from happening, to being passed?
What I would do is make the announcement that we've already won this deal. It's won by federal law. Federal law said President Obama had to give Congress the entire contents of the deal by July 19th. He didn't do that. So federal law says the sanctions remain in place. So I would be at the microphone today declaring victory. The sanctions are in place according to federal law. Next step. Now, Mr. President, why don't you really end this nuclear program like every sane nation has done before, and you need to use our military equipment and destroy the nuclear hardware. We know where it is, we know what it's going to be used for, so take it out. That's how we've done it before, and that's the only way we'll be successful now. That doesn't guarantee war. That's the only pathway to peace, the only one.